Welcome to Good Intentions, Gehenna Gaming's actual play of KULT Divinity Lost. The game you're about to watch contains very sensitive themes, so it's not suitable for the weak of heart. Many roads are paved with good intentions. And in today's game, we will see exactly where KULT Divinity Lost will lead us. I am Marchosius, I am your GM for the day, and I am joined with a cadre of beautiful people ready to dive into the black metal of tabletop RPGs. Let's go around the room. Let's introduce ourselves. Who are we? Where can people find you?
I'll start since I'm kind of next to you on at least our video layout here and maybe not the overlay. I am Ian. I'm the VP of Strategy for Gehenna Gaming. I will be playing Colin in this game. Colin is a philosophy PhD candidate, and he is very concerned about what has been happening so far.
I'm Wes Franks. I am the creator of Carrying Comfort Studios, a Twitch stream also here on Twitch, and a friend of Gehenna Gaming, and I'm happy to be here. I'll be playing Detective Vernon Fitzgerald, second grade by squad.
How about you, Mr. Def Malkavian?
I am Rick, also Def Malkavian. You can find me all over the place on Twitter and Facebook, all kinds of places. And I am playing Armand, the criminal.
Minta.
I am Minta Krikomi. You can find me on Twitter or Twitch, and I will be playing Anna, just a girl who is lost inside, kinda.
And last but certainly not least, Erykah.
Hi, I'm Erykah. You can find me on Twitter at RosieRexit, and I am playing Avery, your resident anthropology student at Columbia University.
Well, I'm very excited to be here. It's another session. It's session 2, The Tombs. Sometimes life sucker punches you in the face so hard, you almost want to laugh. You try your best to improve yourself, and the universe has other plans. What a laughable concept self-improvement is. You sit in a room with a group of strangers, sharing your feelings, thinking about how you are protected from all the awfulness of the world outside, until you realize an intruder has soiled the sanctity of your Survivor's Guild support group meeting just to mock you for losing a loved one and turn your night completely upside down with the brutal murder of a well-meaning social worker. She was well-meaning. She was not the greatest social worker, but she definitely was well-meaning. After spending an unusual night with the police, who didn't really seem all that concerned over the ordeal that you found yourselves, you find yourselves at a bar. What a good place. Yes, a bar. Maybe a drink is just what you need. But the night is not over. We begin this chapter in medias res with a 6'5" behemoth of a man, affectionately called Nanny, trying his best to bust his way through a locked pub door while screaming for Anastasia. The bartender is still back in the walk-in, counting all of his inventory as if nothing is going on, and the 5 of you are kind of crowded in front of the door trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Before you do figure out what the fuck to do, why don't you roll your disadvantages? So just roll both of your die and let me know, each one of you, which one you got on each.
I got 2 6s.
I got 2 8s.
8 and a 6.
6 and 8.
Come on, Wes.
6 and 8.
Don't break the theme, Wes.
Can you get a 6 and an 8?
Oh, I think we may have lost.
Oh no, we lost Wes. Armand, what did you get?
2 8s.
8 and an 8.
4.
I apologize, everyone, for the technical difficulties. This is the type of dog and pony show we run here at Gehenna Gaming. But of course, these things happen. We will be as patient as possible and not let this get in our way.
Fear.
Yeah, he got 2 1s. He got snake eyes, maybe.
he noted that he had no fear of cult on Twitter earlier, and apparently that was a little.
Okay, well, let's do this. I'm just going to record here exactly how many holds I get. Okay. Excellent. So you are all crowded around a door. There was a slamming. There was a jutting of the two doors that are kind of pressed against each other, but there's a top lock that you were able to kind of grab and slap in before before Nanny came over and started pulling at the door. You can hear him yelling in Russian and say Anna, Anastasia, Anastasia, and pulling at the door. And he's a strong guy, so you can almost feel, the frame kind of almost start to give a little bit. What do you do?
I'm gonna get out my brass knuckles and put them on one of my hands.
All right, you do that. You get your brass knuckles. They're probably a very nice custom brass knuckles. Maybe some symbols on the side, or maybe your name on the other. Maybe a nickname for brass knuckles. Do you have for your dusters? Is there a name? Have you named your duster at all?
Not yet.
Nice. So hasn't been baptized.
Maybe they'll be named tonight.
Anna, what are you doing?
So when I see that people start to arm up, sort of, because if I remember correctly, the detective there also went towards the door with the gun. So I would try to go towards those men who are preparing for some violence. And I would try, for now, calmly say that there's no need for violence. Put all these things down. Everything will be fine. You just have to let me go through the back door.
Why? He's going to follow you anyway.
Not exactly. Like, you will say that I was never here. He will think he lost me and he might never find me again. Simple as that. I don't need anybody to get hurt.
Well, we'll see what happens.
No, I'm just like going, and I will grab my backpack, and that's that. Just put all the weapons down, and the only thing you have to say, you never seen me. And I would turn around for my backpack.
While she's turning around, you can see that it's a rather small bar. It's the bar that you're in is called Bobby's Place. It's pretty old. You can kind of see some relics of the past, some wallpaper from the 1920s. It used to be a jazz club. There used to be a stage, which is now just kind of a holding ground for a bunch of boxes and old tables and chairs that aren't being used anymore. And there's three doors behind the bar. One that ultimately leads to the kitchen. There's kind of a cloth in front of it, and there's a kind of center wooden door in the middle, and of course one in the corner, all the way right next to kind of where the bartender would stand as he's serving patrons. Avery, while this is happening, what are you doing?
I think I'm just still sitting there nursing that rum and coke, just kind of keeping a fair distance away from the door, and just in case Anya bolts, I'll probably follow after her to make sure she's okay.
How does this make you feel? Are you nervous, or are you just kind of distant from this whole thing?
Just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. That's the thing. Cool. Just
Colin.
another night in New York.
It's another night in the city where someone is banging on a door and somebody else has brass knuckles on the other side. Colin, are you holding the door at all, or standing next to anybody while they're arming up?
I'm still sitting over with Avery. I'm like, violence is not my thing. I'm actually eyeing that back door as well. Like,
I'm gonna look over to Bobby. Is it Bobby who's behind the bar?
Bobby is actually still in the walk-in, counting his inventory. So you don't. He's nowhere to be seen. There's a kind of an L-shaped bar,
Yeah.
with kind of a waxy sheen over it and a bunch of little bar stools. You can see pickled eggs sitting on a shelf behind the bar and a bunch of kind of randomly placed liquor bottles and some dirty glassware. But yeah, you don't see the bartender.
I guess I'm just gonna have to help myself to another till he gets back and put it on my tab.
It's a beautiful thing. What's great about going behind the bar where there is no bartender is something magical about it. It's like walking behind and seeing all possibilities and all permutations of life standing before you. Little liquor bottles like little ladies standing in a row, ready to say, Mr. Armand, what would you like to drink today? So what are you drinking? What are you grabbing?
Grab some more tequila.
Beautiful. There is a bottle of tequila. There's one bottle of tequila. It's a very expensive looking bottle of tequila. It's probably, I would say, about 2.5 feet tall, completely made of ceramic with kind of blue and white designs all over it. No name.
That'll do.
Beautiful. Anna, are you going through one of the doors?
No, I'm actually going back to the table where my backpack is, and I take that bottle of vodka I ordered and I put it inside my bag. Then while I'm zipping it up again, I look at the two others who are still remaining at the table, and I suggest, listen, we have drinks. We don't actually have to stay in here. I see you two are like not fighty type. Do you want to go to another bar?
yep. Yeah, that sounds great.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Colin
Get
gets
out
up,
of here.
picks up his bag, takes a swig of his drink, and
As you're Colin, as you're standing, the cacophonous loud banging on the door is still going on. Violent screaming, swears in both Russian and English. Open this goddamn door. The hard screams of a very angry large man outside are still going. Meanwhile, Anna is treating this like it's just another day, and there's really nothing going on outside at all.
yeah, and I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. That would be awesome.
All right. You lead the way. I'll take up the rear in case Gorilla Monsoon here gets through the door.
All right, and I will head towards the back.
Which door are you grabbing? There's one on the left in the corner right next to the stage. There's one kind of directly in front of you, which kind of looks like some kind of closet. And then there's another door on the right behind the bar.
Is the one on the right the one that the bartender had gone through?
You guys were so deep in conversation. Who knows?
I'll do the
Maybe.
one on the left, the first one you mentioned. Then I'll head towards that door.
Okay, great. You walk in. There's a friolator. It smells like grease. This place hasn't been cleaned in quite a while. In fact, you're kind of smelling the very familiar smell of a well-used kitchen.
Mhm.
You obviously live above a kitchen, so you know that smell.
Yeah,
But
no,
unfortunately, you also know the smell of rotting meat.
Oh. And I make my way through looking for the back door that should be in the kitchen.
There is a back door. Unfortunately, there's a rather large steel bar going across it and a padlock.
You have to be fucking kidding me. I yell out, assuming that Armand hasn't fully followed us in here, and I'm like, "Are there keys? Are there keys behind the bar?"
Can't hurt to check. I'm gonna look around for some keys.
So you're gonna look for some keys behind the bar, or
Yeah.
so you can see there's a pretty old cash register with a pretty big bell on the top to open up the register. I mean, there's really barely any security on this thing. You could probably find a way to jigger it open and get any of the cash inside. And there's a drawer underneath. Everywhere else has glasses, random beer bottles. There's a little mirror sitting on a shelf right underneath where you're supposed to be washing the glassware. And there's a little baggie on top of it.
I'll check the drawer and then I'll check the baggie after.
You check the drawer. There's no keys.
Okay.
But the baggie is a pretty familiar bag. You probably know exactly what this is.
Narcotics?
Absolutely. Listen, a bartender has to pass the time somehow.
Waste not and want not.
Beautiful. Meanwhile, I mean, this guy is still slamming on the door, and actually the hinges are starting to kind of come off. It's an old place. It's a pretty big door, but he's an even bigger guy. So he's just slamming away, and you could hear a gun cock.
Well, is it coming from outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Colin, Avery, Anna. Hey, I think the guy outside's actually got a gun.
What?
And that is why we have to hurry.
I point
Yeah.
at the door with the big steel bar across it. I was like, through where?
Can't you just kick it or something?
What do I look like? His size? I'm
Is there a
gonna
crowbar anywhere, maybe?
I'm gonna look around in the kitchen, see if there's a set of keys. I'm gonna do I see anything? I go find the bartender,
Is there like a
who's
storage
apparently
room?
completely oblivious to this.
So you go to where you look through the kitchen. There's no keys hanging or anything. You know, there's no security locker or like even a set of drawers that has backup keys or anything. What you do find is you do find the cooler where all the beer kegs are.
Okay.
The bartender's nowhere to be seen. He seemed to have just up and left.
Oh, fuck! I'm gonna look around. Like, where did he go? How did he get
So
out?
there is that center door. You open it up thinking it's a closet, but it leads to a very long set of stairs that probably go down, I would imagine, into like the wine cellar or something.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. Hey, come here. Come with me. Follow.
I'll go down with them. Still got the bottle of tequila with me.
Anybody else grabbing anything on their way out?
Actually, looking around the bar, like windows, are they all to that same side where the nanny is coming from, or are there any other windows?
No, all the windows are on one side. It's like a typical New York bar. There's only one window. It's not very big. It's kind of one of those like smaller, kind of diamond shaped, portrait windows. So I mean, even if Nanny were to break through that window, I'm fairly certain that he's too big to even get through. However, the door itself, if he is able to shoot through it or bust open, you don't really have a lot of time. And he's screaming at you.
Come on.
Anna, you need to
Hurry
come
up.
home.
Come on.
You've
Let's
got
go.
to come home.
Yeah, I'm running after all them.
Your
downstairs.
father's going to kill me.
Yep, let's just go. Let's go.
Once everyone is through that door, I'm going to grab whatever the nicest looking bottle of whiskey is from behind the bar and follow them and shut the door behind me.
Excellent. You grab something like a 12-year, maybe a 20-year, whatever.
Stuff it in my briefcase messenger bag.
Perfect. You guys, as you're all kind of collecting and going into this room, it's a very thin hallway, so you can really at most maybe 2 by 2, if not 1 by 1, go down this really long set of stairs, with each step away from the bar and away from Nanny. You hear him less and less. Things become a little more muffled. Instead, you hear pipes, water flowing through pipes, creaking of an old building. This building is very, very old. You can see the wallpaper is kind of crumbling a little bit, kind of rotting off of the walls, the creaking of the stairs with each and every step. It's probably a little dangerous. So I suggest being very careful. You opened up down into the basement. It's a dirt floor basement. And there is only thing in the room really are about 20, 25 human-shaped mannequins, wax-faced and staring at all of you as you walk in with old moth-eaten clothing.
That's
What is this? I mean, does this guy have like these sitting in the seats upstairs so the people think the bar is full? I don't understand why anyone would have anything like this, but it's cute. You know, everyone's gonna have a hobby, and I'm gonna just push one of them.
Strangely specific stuff to have in a basement.
Very. This is yeah, I'm gonna look for another door, another way out of here.
So much like cadavers, your mind kind of expects these mannequins to move. They're kind of almost frozen in time, with their glassy eyes pinned open and looking directly at each one of you, almost following you as you walk through. One of the mannequins does get pushed aside by Armand, and it's heavy. It's a very heavy mannequin, and it lands on the ground on the dirt floor with a wet thud. That wet thud kind of echoes to the top of the stairs, and you're reminded that Danny is still trying to bust through that door. Colin, you see there's kind of a half door, almost like if you were half of the size that you are now, you would be able to get through. Maybe it's a crawl space or some kind of utility closet or something.
Somewhat common if there's a row of buildings that share a like basement space foundation. Seen that before. Living in cheap, shitty apartment buildings. I'm just gonna open it.
Yeah, so there's you can kind of see, and there's a very little light coming through from the room, kind of a brown glow that reflects against shiny pipes, and you can see there's a little bit of a crawl space that actually looks fairly roomy.
Later.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of one of those kind of utility access points that drive all the piping and all the electricity from building to building to building.
This way, over here.
Following.
Follow this guy.
Follow.
Is there a drop, or is it kind of just a crawl through?
No, you can just kind of walk through and stand up. There's actually a lot of room.
I'll crawl through first and kind of look around while everyone else follows. Make sure we shut that door behind us. So
great. So you crawl through, and it's actually really high ceiling. It's just kind of you have to dip down, and you can stand up, and you can almost not see where it goes all the way up. But the wall is covered in old bricks, really thick bricks. It's wet in here. You could probably hear some things scurrying along. Small animals, probably city rats. It smells like mildew.
Not gonna linger too much on what that might be. No.
And you guys find yourself as you go through. It's pretty creepy in here, but no more creepy than any other city crawl space access point.
Which we spend so much time in.
You find yourself through the concrete hall into in front of a pretty large steel door. You're able to open it. It's not locked, and you realize that you are at a subway platform on the corner of Malcolm X Boulevard and MLK Boulevard, right at the subway access point.
Convenient.
Were we near that intersection in the bar?
Yep.
Okay. I was like, did we shut the crawl space door behind us?
I didn't, but
I would have.
Okay.
Is someone going to go back and close that?
I said I was going to close it before we moved on.
Oh, you would have closed it?
I definitely would have closed it before we left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's late. There are no you don't hear any coming of subway trains at all, subway cars. So you can go up into the street level, knowing how close in proximity you are to the bar. You can probably get out of that area fairly quickly.
Do any of you know this area? you know this area well? I live
A little bit, yeah.
kind of near here. Do you want to lead the way, man?
Sure. You mean you guys want to go to another bar, like you said, or? I know we're just trying to get as far away from that maniac as possible, but
yeah, as long as he doesn't follow us.
Yeah. All right, so I'll take him to the neighborhood, and I'll bring him to another place I would know that we could talk about all the crazy stuff that's been happening.
Yeah, and you do that. You as you're coming up the stairs, you can see it right across the street is Bobby's place, and there's that large Russian man screaming and banging his giant fists on the door, trying to get in, pull at that doorknob. It's actually pretty comical, actually, and I'm sure that Anna gets a kick out of seeing Nanny in such a tizzy. Yet again, escaping his nannerly grasp. You make it to a bar that you're familiar with in the area. Share your stories. Detective Fitzgerald kind of does his cop thing, asking all sorts of questions. It's almost like you had to give yet another statement after giving your statement to the cops. About this time, it's pretty late. The bar ends up closing, and each one of you can make your way home. The question that I have for each one of you is where is home?
So Colin lives in Hell's Kitchen. Like you mentioned, he lives above a restaurant. Probably already closed by now, but not that far a walk for it. So he'd probably just walk there.
Yeah. And you make it home okay. It's a bit of a walk. Of course, I'm sure some of you were kind of going to similar areas, walking in pairs together. I do have a question about Anna, though, because Anna, where are you going?
So before we all separate, I would ask, I don't want to be a bother, but I was wondering if any of you has a couch I could crash on for tonight.
And the crowd goes mild. You see awkward faces looking at Anna in kind of...
I don't see why not.
I mean, I can definitely probably make some space for you. I mean, I live with my grandmother. It's not like there's going to be a whole lot of space, but I'd probably feel a little bit safer if you came with me.
That would be amazing. I would love to do that. Thank you so much.
All right.
Sorry, Armand, but I believe that Anna is going to be crashing at Avery's place. Avery, where is your place?
It's in Manhattan, Chinatown. So it's a bit of a hike, but if the two of us are together, at least we've got each other's backs, and it might be a little less creepy. And worst comes to worst, I do have a brick in my backpack.
It's true, and you could probably huff it to around Central Park, and grab the Green Line probably down to Chinatown. I am quite sure it would be a bit of a walk, but an interesting one. Sharing stories of what happened, but also probably shooting the shit. How about you, Armand? Where do you call home?
I got a small apartment not too far from my aunt's place, so I keep a good eye on her.
Perfect. And you make it there fairly quickly. I mean, it's kind of in the area, right? It's not too far away from this area.
Yeah, it was pretty close to this place.
Yeah, it was quick. Detective
Yes,
Vern,
sir.
where do you call home?
Well, just like our resident scholar here, I'm also a resident of Hell's Kitchen. So, I might be able to escort him home, make sure he gets home safe, make sure nobody tries to bust down a door on him or anything like that.
Certainly wouldn't mind the company.
Of course. We can chat a little bit.
Yeah, you have a nice little tete-a-tete on your way back to Hell's Kitchen. Giving both of you just a kind of ingratiated understanding of each other. Two very different people, but also probably some similarities. Maybe liking the same whiskey.
Speaking of, when we do get back, I crack open that 20-year-old bottle of scotch that I snatched from the bar, and take a swig and offer you some.
I look around. I'm like, oh, what am I kidding? And I go ahead and
It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. Yeah, I go ahead and just and take a swig and then just. It's been a while.
Clunk. Cork that back up, and I'm like, thanks for the escort, appreciate it. And I'm gonna scoot around, probably to the back on one of those doors that looks like it shouldn't actually go into an apartment building because it's like that wide, next to the main door to the restaurant. Scoot back up to my apartment.
Do you want to describe your apartment, what it looks like inside?
Well, as you can see behind me, no, it's not that much better though. Probably a studio, not huge. Small kitchen, little rundown. I'm not exactly rolling in dough. Got a bed, probably like a pull-out couch, coffee table, no TV. A lot of bookshelves, a lot of books piled all over the place. It's clean, but it's messy.
So it's a pretty humble apartment.
It's very humble, and it's very much like I care more about the books I have than the furniture, and like most of my clothes are hanging on a wire rack. I don't have a closet. But when I get upstairs, I do immediately look around for my cat.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Wigglesworth kind of saunters over to you and gives you that look of, where the hell have you been?
I
meows,
scoop
looking
him up.
at the capel.
I scoop him up, kind of carry him, hold him to my shoulder so he can cling, and walk over, grab some food, a scoop of dry food, and put it in the bowl. Scritch his ears, set him down by it, and then check his water. Or he's not thankful. He expected that this would be what happens. This is what he hopes happens every time. You will live for today. Adequate.
Mr. Wigglesworth thinks to himself.
Adequate. And then I'll probably strip off my work, my suit, tweed jacket, and shirt, and pass out. It's been a late night. I am exhausted. After I make sure my door is locked.
Good choice.
Triple check it.
Yeah, it's Hell's Kitchen. It's not as nice as it is these days. Hell's Kitchen in the 80s is a very different place. So, yeah. Avery and Anna, you get to Avery's place. Do you want to describe what that place looks like?
Yeah, it's a third-story walk-up in Chinatown, probably above a traditional Chinese medicine shop. It looks better on the inside than it does on the outside, in that it looks very well maintained, well lived in. There's a lot of sort of what you'd call like antique furniture, lots of lacquered furniture from, grandma's homeland, and books. So many books, and of course there's a black cat just casually sauntering through the apartment that stops and looks at you when you come in, like, seriously, do you know what time it is?
Judgmental cats are the best.
Yeah, Chairman Mao normally is used to going with you when you go places, and he unfortunately had to spend a very interesting night with Baba, who locked him in your room the entire night.
Sorry about that. Then looking to Minta, I'm like, I can go get the couch ready for you. Do you need anything? The bathroom's just going to be down the hall until you're right if you need to freshen up or...
No, everything is fine. I don't want to cause any troubles, just a blanket and that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Really lovely place you have here,
I live here with my grandmother, so I'm gonna go get you that blanket, and then I'm gonna make sure I lock every door and every window. Make sure I even put the steel bar on the door.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I live in an okay part of the neighborhood, but it's still a neighborhood and it's still New York City. So,
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get you that blanket then.
As you're going to get that blanket, you remember something that you remember something that Anna said during the meeting about losing her grandmother and how awkward that must have been mentioning your grandmother and how sad that she must be feeling in a household that has a grandma that's alive and kicking, and boy is Baba kicking. Unfortunately, sometimes her cat, other times sometimes she's kicking the truth to you, which is one of the reasons why you respect her so much, and losing her would be awful.
Well, after sitting on my feelings for approximately 15 seconds, gonna get that blanket. After I check in on Baba's room, make sure she's sleeping well. Okay, good. Baba's good.
Yeah, she's got she is sleeping, and she's got this really intricate, unique face mask that she's made herself to make sure that none of the light gets in, and she's snoring like a saw.
That's Baba. All right, get the blanket and bring it out to Anna and go. I hope this is good enough. I mean, the couch isn't super comfy, but it's better
than the street.
Yeah. You should probably find better accommodations. Do you need any help other than just a place to sleep tonight, or?
I mean, if this one night oversleep could extend a couple of more evenings, that would be amazing. But again, I don't want to be an inconvenience.
Let's just see how the morning brings us, and I can talk to my Baba, and we can see what we can do. I mean, we've got some space, and I'm pretty sure she would enjoy the company.
Sounds really perfect. You are very nice.
It's nothing.
It's a bunch, actually.
She just kind of nervously scratches the back of her neck and is like, well, I hope my cat doesn't harass you. The chairman can get quite aggressive around new people, and aggressive, I mean, he won't stop trying to purr in your face, be in your face, demand, pets.
He lives up to his name, chairman.
Yes, he is very demanding. But good night. If you need anything, like I said, the bathroom's just down the hall. My room's to the right. If you get thirsty, the kitchen's over there. Just grab a cup from the cupboard. There's juice and some shochu.
I have this bottle of vodka that our guy bought us. If you would like to drink it with me and chit chat.
I'm good. The Jack and Coke was good enough.
Okay.
So as you're walking out of that room, you expect the cat to follow you, but Chairman Mao has guests, and the chairman needs to entertain. So he walks in and he kind of snuggles up against this new stranger, kind of smelling at the bag and kind of looking up, expecting and hoping that there's some extra snuggles for him from this new guest. Armand and Vernon, you both make it home. Armand, your place is. You said that you lived with. You live by yourself, or did you live near your aunt?
I live near her in like a studio apartment. I'm probably thinking and dwelling upon like what we saw tonight with that weird murder, and more importantly, like what I saw with the pipes. Like, was that hallucinogens or what?
Yeah,
it's coming out.
You're probably. I would imagine you're probably compelled to kind of wind down after this night.
Oh heck yeah.
The best way to wind down, obviously, is by partaking in a little distraction. What's that distraction for you?
Probably like late night creature feature and drinking.
Beautiful. Watching TV. There's you turn it on, and there's actually there's a hostess that comes on at about 3:30 every night, with a big multi-snake head wig. The Medusa, she's called, and it's the Great Medusa's creature hour. She's showing a pretty old and awful kind of probably bootleg copy of a horror film. She's definitely scantily clad and making silly and funny comments in between the commercial breaks.
My favorite show.
Vernon makes it home just fine. And we will check back in. We will check back in with Detective Vernon in a moment. But in the meantime, I believe we're having some technical difficulties with our window, so I do apologize ahead of time right now. If there's anything that we need to do to fix this, we will try our utmost. In the meantime, the next morning, Colin, you wake up the next morning. There's a knock at your door.
How long have I been sleeping?
It's about 10:30.
I'm gonna get up. Let's walk over. People.
There's a very tall, skinny gentleman, wearing kind of like a line cook outfit.
Do I recognize
It's
him?
really clean. His outfit.
Do I recognize him?
Of course you do. That's Anthony, Mr. Bourdain himself, your buddy that works down in the kitchen down below you.
I'll unlock the door. 3 deadbolts. And hey, morning. Up.
Hey man. Burn the candle at both ends.
Yeah, I had a weird night.
You look like shit.
Feel like shit. Hi, morning.
Morning. Maybe I'll send maybe I'll send the hostess to a sandwich for you or something. I don't know. You seem pretty lonely up here.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Although I could use something to eat. Jeez.
I got something that might make you hungry. And he pulls out a bag of marijuana. A fairly big bag of marijuana.
I just reach out and take it.
This is my way of thanking you for hooking me up with that kid Jacob. Yeah, he's the punk kid, but he's got some damn good weed. I don't know about the crew he hangs around with though. They look weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's not all as, cool as we are. I say that very sarcastically.
Yeah, speak for yourself, my friend. I gotta open this place up. So
Yeah.
if you want, I could probably let me know when you want some more. I'll reach out to Jacob and see if he can hook me up again.
Yeah, this should tide me over. Thanks.
He leaves. He goes downstairs.
Yeah. What time I'll probably go down there to grab food once they're open. So I'll just
11:30 is when they open.
Stick that baggie in a safe place, and then where Mr. Worth cannot get to it. Make myself some coffee. Basically, just waiting for them. Some greasy food in my stomach.
There's a phone call. Your phone rings.
Ow.
Scaring you out of your meditative morning state.
Yay, and I'll answer it. Yes, hello?
Yes, this is Colin.
Who's this?
I'm calling from the New School Ethics Committee. I'm just following up on a complaint that was filed.
Okay.
Yes. There was a complaint filed about you. From A1, you hear shuffling of papers. Samantha Johnston, is it true that you have been involved in inappropriate behavior on becoming of a professor?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Could I ask what behavior was supposedly inappropriate?
Well, you have been seen with your students at a local drinking establishment with some of your students socializing. fraternizing.
Oh no, see, those are TA hours. We have to guide our students to let them ask questions, inform their work as they are progressing through some of the more challenging projects that they have.
Interesting. You could hear scribbling of a pen on paper. You're trying to convince this guy that, listen, the other day when you were slinging back whiskeys with some of the philosophy students, it was totally cool and definitely above board, and
absolutely,
it was.
You have to hold office hours. I don't have an office, so I have to hold it somewhere that's open and to the public.
Absolutely. And what better way to hold office at O'Malley's, the local philosophy pub?
Yeah.
They've got the best whiskey.
Precisely.
So why don't you do me a favor and roll influence other? That's rolling your plus charisma.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely doable. That's a 20 total.
Colin, you have very interesting ways of teaching that I'm not used to myself, nor do I necessarily approve. However, the philosophy students do love your class. It is new, after all, and perhaps we can just call this one a wash. It doesn't seem to me that you're necessarily engaging in any kind of inappropriate activity, albeit I wouldn't necessarily approve of it, but it is not against the new school's ethics standards.
Precisely. I would never do anything that went against the wonderful standards or would tarnish the reputation of the school. Never dream of it. And I'm sorry that you had to waste your time trying to chase this down.
Yes, I'm going to have to follow up with Ms. Johnston after this. Thank you very much, and I apologize for taking up too much of your time.
Not a problem at all. Is there anything I can do to help you? You just let me know.
Oh, quite. Click.
Asshole. Click.
So as you walk out the door, there's you go downstairs, you have some breakfast. It's pretty good. It's regular diner breakfast fare.
Yeah.
You could hear the clanking of plates and the yelling of cooks. Anthony is screaming at all the other line cooks back there and joking around. And when you go back upstairs, when you're done with your breakfast, there's a police officer standing in front of your door.
Officer, can I help you?
Yeah. And he's got like a little notebook and he's got little notes.
Do I recognize him from the night before?
No.
Okay.
Is your name Colin? Do you live here?
Yes. Do you mind if I see some identification? It's a rough neighborhood. There's been break-ins. People impersonate officers. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Were you at the PS333 last night?
Yes, I was.
Okay. I know that you gave your statement yesterday. Last night.
Yes.
Ooh, this morning. I haven't slept yet. We're gonna have to pull you in. Nothing really all that fishy. We're just gonna have you identify who the perp was.
Yeah,
and...
that's fine. Do you mind if I just grab something in my apartment, or
No,
can I meet you at the station?
And he kind of looks at you, and then he kind of reaches in his pocket. He pulls a card, and it's just kind of a business card that has the address to the Manhattan Detention Complex on 125th Street downtown.
Okay. I need to take care of one or two things, and I'll head right over.
Yeah, thank you. Don't make us look for you.
No, absolutely not. I just need to feed my cat. That's all.
Ah, okay. I'm a dog person. And he goes downstairs.
All animals are wonderful, and I go in my apartment.
So, detective.
Yes, sir.
Where do you call home?
I live just probably a couple blocks over from our good friend Colin here. In it's not as it's definitely a walk up, and it's definitely probably on the 4th or 5th floor.
And can you describe your apartment and if you live with anybody?
I live by myself. My mother lives in the same building on the 1st floor because she likes to sit at her window and chain smoke cigarettes and watch people. I the apartment is very simple. It's Spartan compared to how I dress on the outside. It's got a bedroom. It's got a tiny bathroom, a water closet even, and a kitchenette that is connected to a single room that has a recliner in the middle of it, facing a TV with a really nice stereo system and a corkboard that has files and books strewn across the desk that's below it.
Is there anything on this corkboard?
Currently, it's been cleared of a recent closed case that we were very successful in finding the perp, so it's just sitting there waiting for the next case file.
Interesting. It's a clear corkboard, which represents an opportunity for an unsolved case, a road to go down. It feels both good to get done with the last, but also nerve-wracking to get started on the first. So after all this, you probably have some kind of distraction that you like to partake in that helps you kind of wind down and distract yourself from the crazy shit that happened tonight.
Yeah, if I'm not focusing on work or anything, I'm typically listening to music while I'm working. But if I'm just trying to wind down, it's almost ceremonial. But when Vernon gets ready to go to bed, he takes off the suit, takes the rings, the jewelry off, and just grabs a beer from the fridge, sits in the recliner, and watches whatever feel-good sitcom is on the TV. Something that doesn't have violence in it, something that doesn't have anything to do it. And he grabs a little mirror that has a razor blade on it on the table next to the recliner and prepares his late night snack.
Delicious. Well, what's on the menu for today, Detective?
Oh, it's confectioner's sugar.
Perfect. The feeling of the sugar, rushing through your system as you're watching. I don't know. It's 1986, so you're flipping through the television, and there's probably MASH at one point. No thanks. Never really.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I imagine you probably wouldn't like that show. There's Bosom Buddies. I think that's the 80s. Could be,
Yeah.
Tom, little comedy Tom Hanks, but then you kind of flicker through Wonder Woman. You're just kind of finding something on TV. You kind of end up on Brady Bunch that's playing. Starts off with all the windows of all the smiling faces of regular people who have no real problems in their life.
Perfect. Sounds like heaven. And just kind of like let out the gut and just sink.
Yeah, it's great to take off the skin of Detective Vernon Fitzgerald and sit in the Barca Lounger of Vern.
Yeah.
You probably pass out in that chair. Your body just kind of gives up after a while. The sugar leaves its residue. And you're woken up by a knock on the door.
Who is it?
Come on, open the door.
One moment. I get up and I grab the shirt from last evening and I just kind of put it on over my tank top and make it to the door. And don't unchain it or unlock it, just open it.
So you open the door and there's Ma holding a very, very filled plate of eggs and bacon, thick sausage that's cooked perfectly. I made you breakfast. I heard that you came in pretty late last night.
Jesus fucking Christ, Ma. All right. You can always just call if you need to know. And I close the door, unchain it, and open it up and let her in.
She kind of as you're opening, she like pushes the door open and kind of shoves you out of the way, her large frame kind of shoving you against the wall. Where's your pants? You're going to get cold.
They're in the bedroom. I know. It was a late night. I'm sorry. I have to get ready and everything like that.
How many times do I got to tell you? You got to put on pants. You got to wear the PJs that I made for you and make sure you're wearing clean underwear because you never know. Your father used to tell me that. You never know. And that always stuck with me.
Yeah. Pops always expected the unexpected, didn't he? Look, thanks for breakfast. And also, your recommendation on that meeting.
Oh yeah. How did it go? You know, it's a good group. It's a good group of people. My friend Bai recommended it to me. She's dealing with the loss of her son, you know. It's so sad. Don't you ever do that to me, Vern. Don't you ever make me look for you and have to walk around like a widower twice, all sad wearing black. I like Bai, but she wears a lot of black. Anyways, how did it go?
Look, Ma, it's probably not going to be happening for a while. Something happened last night.
Oh, what happened? Did you cry? You cried.
No, I actually didn't cry. You'll probably see it on the news at some point, but there was a murder there last night.
Oh my gosh. She starts like crossing herself and holding onto her cross. Oh, are you okay? My baby boy.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine. At least I was there. There was a police presence. It's some crazy fella, but it's fine. It's fine.
You know, you never should have gone up there. I recommended the one that Bai goes to in Chinatown, even though they don't speak much English over there. There's still a good group of people. I went. I liked it. I went to like 3 or 4 of them. I feel like a new woman.
Look, Ma, you said you said Friends of the Forgotten, and I went to the meeting that they had. Okay, and it was in Harlem. All right.
Oh, you went to Harlem. Come on. We went to Harlem. And
look, I'm a police officer.
She walks over to the windows and just like opens up all the windows and like pulls up the shades so the light is glaring into the dark apartment. You live like a vampire in here.
Yeah, well, I work nights, Ma. All right. Look, you worry too much, and look, I appreciate the gestures, I appreciate the food, I appreciate everything, but I've got work I have to get to. All right.
All right. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take your laundry and I'm gonna get out of here. And she goes and like grabs a couple of like dirty shirts that are on a couple of the couches and walks out.
Look, Ma, before she goes.
Yes. Oh, now you want me here.
I appreciate everything. I really do. Don't think I don't. But just call ahead of time next time. You don't know.
Okay. You got me that new phone. You got me that new cordless phone. I'll use it.
Please.
You're a beautiful boy, and you need to find yourself a wife. I'm leaving. She turns around, walks out, leaves the door wide open, doesn't even close it.
I go and close it and lock it. I kind of like turn and look at the state of the apartment, and I sigh and go get ready to get dressed.
So as you get dressed, you get a phone call. Your phone is not a cordless phone. Your phone is a very old, kind of one of those rotary phones that you have to turn the little crank to do the number.
Yeah.
It was probably your mom's phone.
I go like I'm currently like getting my hair right and everything like that. I currently go and I just grab the phone and I try to bring the cord as much as I can towards the bathroom. Kind of a small place, so could probably make it work. Hello, Detective Vernon Fitzgerald, Vice Squad. How can I help you?
Vern, man, what the hell happened last night? Come on, man. It's Detective Garrison on the phone. What the hell was that?
Arnold, you saw what happened. I mean, it was some tweaker or some homeless guy just went crazy. All right, they let anybody into those meetings nowadays, and it's how did you get there so fast? By the way,
I don't listen. Chief is all over the place. He's all over my ass. He's all over your ass. He's pretty upset about this one. He's upset that that it happened the way it did. He's upset that you didn't handle the situation, and he wants this thing cleaned up. He's fired up. I have been filling up more paperwork than I have in my life. You know me. I like doing paperwork. I don't mind it. But I mean, this is insane. And he just wants to get this done, wrapped up, and moved on to the next thing. But something doesn't sit right with me about this man. And why were we in that area? Because we're all beat cops now. He's telling us to drive around and to get out of our cars and check out shit that's not really all that important. I was looking at the place across the street. I wasn't looking at that place. I wasn't looking at the school.
Arnold, yeah, okay. I will take care of. I'll help take some of it off your plate. If you want to move it over to me, I know I'm vice, but I'll take it on. I'll make sure that things get taken care of, wrapped in a nice bow, so that Chief's okay with it. Okay.
Are you sure, man? I mean, I can help you out with it. I mean, my wife's gonna kill me for picking up some extra work, but you know me, I don't mind bringing some more money.
Look, if I need you, then I'll give you a call. But go ahead and have somebody bring over whatever you have over here. I'll be ready. It's not my jurisdiction. It's not my place, but I was on the scene. I'm gonna take it.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. My wife's gonna thank you too, and maybe we'll invite you to the cookout this time. I know last time kind of went awry, but I know you can behave yourself.
Yeah, well, then don't have firefighters there, okay?
Hey, man, it's my brother. What do you want?
Well, if you're gonna have a fucking firefighter at a police officer's cookout, it's gonna be a bad fucking time, man.
You're
I
right.
don't know what to tell you.
I hate those fucking assholes, but he's my brother.
All right. Hey, are you wearing that watch that I told you to buy?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, good. Don't want you to look like a schmuck. Have somebody send over those files.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's a big watch. It's a little uncomfortable. I'm not used to this kind of. It's flashy.
Well, yeah, it's flashy. You need people to know not to fuck with you, okay?
All right.
You're in New York City. If you want to wear a leather banded watch, then you can go take up a place in Wichita, okay?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Vern. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, thanks for picking this up. Yeah, I'll the thing is, man, I can't send anybody over there. They're not letting go of the paperwork. They're taking it from me. They're not letting me keep it at they're not letting me keep it at the precinct. Everything's at the tombs, man. Even Chief is at the tombs.
Okay. Okay. How much is there?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's probably a whole box full. I had to take. There's a lot, man. You go down to 125th Street downtown, the Manhattan Detention Complex. Go to the tombs. Go talk to the chief. Take it from there. That's all I can say.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take over. Can you do me a quick favor though? Since I'm doing this for you.
Whatever, man.
You mind looking up a perp for me?
Sure. Who's that?
I don't have a real name. I just have an alias. Nana. Big guy.
Nana.
Yeah. He's gonna be a big guy, probably Russian, Eastern Bloc kind of guy. Might have some connections to organized crime. All right.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I call my grandma Nana.
I'm sure you do, Arnold.
How funny would that be? All right. Nana, Russian.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Just go ahead. Yeah, I mean, you're good at that kind of stuff. You're good with paperwork.
I am good at paperwork. Hey, thanks, man. I'll look up this Nana for you. I'll let you know what I find.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Hang up.
Click. So Armand,
fucking kids.
Armand, you're home. You have a good night's sleep. You fall asleep watching the late night Medusa Creature Hour. You have pretty good dreams too because of it. I mean, The Medusa's always good for that, at least.
It's all
Wait.
that scary stuff I saw earlier today.
Yeah.
Mess with your head.
Doesn't hold a candle to any of the shit that happened that last night, but at the very least it distracted you enough. So you wake up, you realize there's not really a lot of food. You probably have to stop at the store, the bodega down the street to
Yeah,
get
why
some
not?
breakfast.
That's what you do. Yeah, I head out, start walking down the street, change of clothes, see what's up.
Yeah, there's a store you like to go to, owned by this really old guy, this old white guy, Mr. O'Connor.
Of course, it's my favorite.
He's probably about in his 60s. Hey son, can I get you any breakfast?
Hey, Mr. O'Connor, I'd love that. I've had a rough couple of days, so good to see a friendly face.
Yeah, hey, it's always good to see you, son. You know that. You're welcome here anytime. I don't want you stealing anything from my store again. Remember that?
That was 20 years ago. I was like 10.
Your auntie almost killed me for that, for letting you go.
Yeah, she threatens me at least twice a week. You get used to it.
How is she?
She's doing okay. She's still pretty upset. We're all still pretty upset about the loss of my uncle, but he's out there, maybe.
She's a beautiful woman. She deserves to be happy.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe next time you could, I don't know, bring her around, and we got some flowers in the back.
You want to parent trap this thing, Mr. O'Connor? We can parent trap this thing.
It's been a long time, son. I don't know. I just like having a pretty face in here. That's all.
Hey, you got one.
Grab yourself whatever you want. It's on me.
Hey, you're the best.
What do you grab?
Hot Pockets. He's not very picky.
You grab a Hot Pocket. You throw it in a toaster. And as you're walking out with your Hot Pocket, you kind of looking around. You're checking out some of the other places. This is pretty much the area that you work, right? You stop from shop to shop, store to store, talking to the shopkeepers and collecting. In fact, across the street, you see someone doing just that. You recognize Wilfred across the street is doing some of his own collecting.
Wilfred.
Oh, hey, man. Yeah, what's up?
What are you doing on my block, man?
Fuck you. It's our block.
Yeah, I guess. Odds and evens. I forget which month we're on.
I don't know either, man. I just know that we needed to get some, Carmine, and he's getting a little impatient. You know him.
Yeah, doesn't mean I care.
Yeah, man. Of course you don't care. I care. I care about Carmine. Carmine is scares me, dude.
Yeah, what scares you about him so much?
Listen, he's providing for us, man, and we're all part of this family. I mean, La Familia forever, right? But I don't know. He's getting very antsy. He's nervous about what happened with the B-boys the other day. That tussle really sucked, man. You saved me out of getting my face crushed in. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
You got popped though. You got picked up. People are talking.
Yeah. Let them talk.
Yo, there's this kid Manny. He's that kid who's got the he does the breakdancing down the street with the cardboard and shit. And the B-boys.
Yeah, Manny sounds pretty familiar. I think I ran into a Manny last night.
But you ran into him last night?
At least a guy named Manny. I'm not sure if it's the same guy. He's 6'5".
Nah, man, this kid's short.
No.
This is a short black kid who kid's got moves, but he also has words. He's got words about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going around and saying that that you didn't just sell them out, but you sold us out too, man.
Well, that's not a very polite thing to say, is it there?
No,
I have to
man.
go have some words with him, maybe watch him do a little dance.
If you want some help, I can help you help him lockstep.
Nah. Don't get your laundry all dirty with mine if they're talking, you know?
Well, listen, I mean it, dude. I owe you one. And I'm just kind of letting you know, Carmine heard about it. And he's probably going to want to talk to you at some point. But if you need help with your little Manny problem, let me know.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, go fuck yourself. And then he kind of
that's
walks
what
away.
I do best.
There's a car that slows by. It's a unmarked police vehicle that slows by right next to you.
And I just stop and hands out, hey, what's up?
Yeah, are you Armand?
The one and only.
Oh, you're famous now.
I must be. Cars are just pulling off to the side of the road for me.
All right, asshole. You know, I was gonna come here with good. I was gonna come here with good intentions, but you're coming in with us, man.
Why aren't you having any more good intentions? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. I don't have anything good left. I do got a couple of good things. I got a couple of cuffs for you.
My size.
You sweet talk me too much. You want to get in and come with us, or are we gonna make this difficult?
No, I'll come with you. Where are we going? Anywhere fun?
We're going downtown, my friend. We got some questions last night.
Regular philosopher. Let's go.
So you get into the car, into the Crown Vic.
Yeah.
And you're driving. You and the police officer are kind of sharing sweet nothings to each other, kind of talking shit. There's a little bit of a tete-a-tete kind of dance that's going on. It's fun though. There's something familiar about it. This is not the first time you've been pulled in by the cops.
No.
Although this is the first time you've been pulled in by the cops with Wilfred watching after telling you that Carmine is a little suspicious.
Doesn't have to be a big baby about it, you know?
Carmine's big. Big in this town anyways. He's about 5'3", but he's the crime boss of La Familia. And he's trying to go bigger. So that's why there's been a lot more tussles with smaller gangs trying to squash out of those little, tiny little guys like B-boys. So, Anna, you spent the night drinking by yourself, or rather drinking with Chairman Mao.
Yeah. Best company one can have.
Yeah, you make fast friends, actually. Chairman Mao is really nice. It's like some of those cats are like standoffish or even rude. This cat's very sweet. Not a kitty, but very nice. And you wake up in the morning, a little bit of a hangover, but that hangover gives you something to focus on. You're not focusing on the crazy night that happened last night. You're focusing on your headache. You're also feeling like you might be making some new friends, which makes you nervous. Especially with Avery, because she's nice. She's got a family. It seems like she's, I don't know, like I think she might have mentioned her grandma or something.
Yeah, she did. But I mean, a girl has to survive, right? So I have to make new friends. I can't escape from that. And, the old friends are still the old friends and they will be the priority. And so when I wake up, I would actually move towards the kitchen to search for some milk, because milk always helps with a hangover.
Yeah. You do find milk, but you also find a bunch of other brands and food products that you can't pronounce because it's all in Mandarin. You also see a bunch of like jars and cans of very interesting things. The person that lives here obviously loves to cook, but not the type of food that you're used to. But again, you're also Eastern European, in America, and so you're adventurous. You'll try anything. If you'll try a hamburger, you'll definitely try some of this. In fact, some of it, living in the city as you do, you probably like to come down to Chinatown to try some of this type of food too. The milk is there, sure, but there's a bunch of other stuff too.
Do you have eggs in the fridge?
Yeah. There are definitely eggs.
Well, I decided that I want to do a kind gesture for allowing me to stay here, and I want to bake them breakfast. I know that there's Avery and her grandmother, so I make sure to make meal for 3, and I will make an omelet.
So as you start cooking, you hear someone talking to themselves, and in walks a kind of 4'11" older Asian woman. What are you doing in my house?
Hello, I am an friend of Avery.
Oh, she's bringing in strays.
Excuse me.
Are you a stray?
No, I'm just a friend. We met in the meeting for, like, the meeting Avery was at, like when you have problems to deal with people.
She immediately kind of relaxes, and she goes, "Friends have forgotten. Friends have
Yep.
forgotten," and kind of runs over and kind of gives you a really, really long hug.
I give her the hug back.
And kind of pushes you away. She's a woman of very few words. Kind of pushes you away and immediately starts taking over cooking.
Oh, please let me do that. I just want to say thank you for letting me crash here on the couch. I was preparing it for you and Avery when she wakes up.
You're doing it wrong. And she takes the pan and throws out the eggs, and grabs another larger pan and cracks a couple of eggs on it and immediately starts kind of doing her thing. This is how you do it. This is it. You're doing it wrong.
Oh, all right.
You come in my house for my food. At least do it right.
I didn't come to your house for your food, actually. Probably I actually should just get going. I'm really sorry for barging in like that.
No, you eat. You definitely eat. And so she kind of starts like muttering, probably swears to herself in Mandarin as she's cooking along. She kind of points over to the chair at one of the kitchen tables.
Yeah, I take a seat there with a glass of milk and just drink quietly milk, like feeling awkward.
Avery, what are you doing?
Probably as soon as I hear Baba up and about doing the whole, who are you? What are you doing here? And, suddenly all the sounds of the kitchen, I'm going to meander out of my room, probably the chairman in tow, and just going, so I see you met Baba, or rather, Baba met you.
Put that thing back in your room.
Oh, come on, Baba. I was not going to do anything bad.
Just keeps cooking. Just completely ignoring you. Did you eat?
No, Baba. I just woke up. I have not eaten.
She ate. Or at least tried to eat the wrong way.
I was trying to prepare meal to you, Avery, and your grandmother and us, like, just like as a gesture. I'm so sorry.
I put my hand up and I code switch back into Mandarin. Just tell her, Baba, she's not from around here. She's probably Eastern European, I'm guessing. She probably thought she was just being nice. Baba, just be nice.
And in Mandarin, she responds back. She looks like she's hungry and she didn't put enough eggs, and I want to make sure that she can eat enough because she's cold and a stray, and I know the types of people you bring in here. They don't eat enough.
No one really eats enough by your standards, Baba. But okay, I
You
will let
don't
her
eat
know.
enough.
I will let her know, and I'll let her experience the wholeness that is you.
I'm
So,
glad you found a friend. You need more of them. You hang out with too many boys. And then keeps cooking. That was all in Mandarin.
okay. Switch back to English, turning to Anna and be like, my grandmother is very much old school. She takes a lot of pride in being able to cook, and she always worries that we don't eat enough. So she's grateful that you're trying to show thankfulness for giving you a place to stay, but it's her kitchen. We just eat here.
Okay, understood.
So hopefully you like a good old Mandarin breakfast. Probably gonna have some interesting stuff for you.
Yeah, probably that will be interesting. I don't understand what the Mandarin is actually in general, like how it like all.
It'll be good. It'll be edible. It might be a little bit different, but it'll be good. Fully balanced. Probably I should get working on the rice, because if she's focusing on the wok, I should probably go make the rice.
And the Baba grabs opens the fridge and starts grabbing all sorts of very interesting, very delicious and fresh looking vegetables, but not vegetables that you would typically associate with breakfast. Some you might not even recognize at all. Big giant leaves of something, could be leeks, who knows. And keeps cooking away, and the phone rings.
I'll get it. Hello?
Hey, Avery, what's up? It's Jason.
Bit early to be calling, Jason. Nothing. Just getting some breakfast.
Well, I kind of disappeared the other night. I just wanted to call and thank you. Let you know I'm okay. I made it out on the other side.
You did?
Yeah, it was really cool. You brought me to that show at CBGB's. Never been there before, but holy shit, there's some cool people there.
Shit, you went to see. Wait. Hold up. You actually went to CBGB's.
Yeah, you told me to go, so I went.
Yeah, like I figured we'd probably go together, because I don't think you were gonna be quite prepared for the whole experience. But wow, good on you.
No, you told me I should get out and meet different people other than the ones that I see at school. So I tried it.
Yeah. I You didn't do anything in the bathroom, did you?
It was wild. I ended up in the bathroom with this really cool guy with a like tall green mohawk. He was awesome. God, we must have done like 15 lines while talking about his really fascinating life. Really nice too, like really nice. I like him. I don't know how these things work with these types of people, but they're just people, right? Who knows? I don't care about his green mohawk. It's cool. It's just you introduce a new world of style to me. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I like all that music.
Avery just puts her hand over the receiver going, what the? Oh, okay. It sounds like you had a hell of a time. And you said you made it home safely?
No. I
Jesus.
didn't. I didn't make it home safely at all, actually, which is why I'm calling, because I know I've been gone for a couple of days. I got locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went home with them. With Green Mohawk. It was like 4 a.m. Gosh, I think the sun was coming up, and the cops were waiting for him. And I guess I don't know. He's like a dealer or something. And I got arrested. He got arrested. Everybody got arrested. A couple of kids got out that were standing outside got arrested. There must have been, I don't know, 20 of us getting arrested. I don't know why there's so many people outside of his apartment, but there was.
Jason, this is why you should not have gone alone.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more fun if you were there. It's all good though. It's all good. My dad's a lawyer. You know this. I mean,
yeah. I mean, thank God you were able to probably, get out pretty quick. after
Yeah.
spending a night in for like a good life-changing experience of, a night in Sing Sing.
There was this asshole, Detective Fitzgerald, that like questioned me for hours. And my dad finally came and got me out of there. Thank God.
Did he look like a Miami Vice looking guy?
Yeah. Mustache and had all sorts of weird jive talk,
Huh.
I don't know. He talked weird for a cop.
Yeah.
But I try to be respectful, like I was taught, like be respectful, yes sir, no sir, and that just seemed to anger him more, I think.
Yeah, with oh God, this is really weird.
Well, listen, I just wanted to kind of let you know that I'm okay, because I normally don't disappear like this, and if I don't know, I don't know if I want to go back to that place.
Not by yourself.
Yeah, I clearly need an adult.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh my God. Oh jeez. I probably owe your dad a massive apology.
Fun.
Yeah,
probably. He did mention that I shouldn't be hanging out with you anymore.
Yeah, because that's not the type of things I do, Jason. I go there for the music, not for the coke in the bathroom.
I mean, I did have a great time.
Oh my God. Jason. No.
Will you at least like, I don't know, maybe like a couple of days, maybe he'll be there again, and I don't know. I'd feel comfortable if you were there.
No more dudes with green mohawks. Real talk, okay? Just no, don't do it.
All right.
God, are you gonna be at class on Monday?
Of course I'm gonna be at class. My dad will tell me if I don't.
Okay, good. We're gonna have a nice little chat, and I'm gonna teach you about what not to do in those types of situations, because I think it kind of goes without saying that don't take things from people with green mohawks in the CBGB bathroom.
Okay. It was dumb in retrospect. Hindsight is 20/20. We all know this. But I am thinking about getting an ear piercing. Goodbye. Click.
She just stares at the phone and just is going click. It's too early in the morning for this. Baba, can I make some coffee?
You know where it is.
Yeah.
Make me a cup.
Okay,
please.
I'm gonna make some very strong coffee. Oh my God, James, I'm gonna kill you. Oh my God, his dad's gonna kill me.
There's a knock at the door, and Baba kind of saunters over to the door to go get it.
Making coffee. Oh God.
Anna, what are you doing during all of this?
Quietly drinking my milk.
Is it malted?
Just a simple milk like
Okay.
straight from the fridge, cold.
Okay, you're not pouring your vodka in it or anything?
No.
Kind of cut the...
Not yet.
Baba comes back, and standing behind her, it's funny because there's someone pretty much double her size, almost exactly so, standing above her in a police uniform. And Baba says, "This man says you have to come with him." And he's kind of takes his hat off like awkwardly, trying to be as polite as possible.
What is this about?
Yeah. Your grandmother said that, and thank you again for offering food. I maybe next time I'm not. I already had a donut and coffee, but thank you. Your grandmother said that you would come with us. We have some questioning that we have to do, and it's about last night.
Do I have to come down? I mean, I'm just about ready to eat breakfast. And Baba, I don't need to go anywhere. If they don't have a warrant, they can't technically ask me to come down and do anything to me.
You have to go when the police say you have to go. They're the police.
Maybe in the old country, Grandma, but not here.
And she just
Here
goes,
we have rights.
rights. Rights are overrated. And she starts continues cooking. You have a right to clean your room is what you have a right to do.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow.
It's nothing serious. No one's in trouble or anything. We just have to have you pick somebody out of a lineup and just make sure that we can identify the perpetrator.
I'm guessing about the murder that we all that a bunch of us witnessed.
Yeah. You might want to bring strawberry shortcake over here too, because
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, I know. Was kind of there.
all right. I don't think there's time for breakfast, actually. I think you guys are just going to have to come with me.
Can't have a little bit of breakfast. At least a coffee.
Baba turns and gives the officer the worst stink eye that Baba has given anybody outside of Chairman Mao, of course. And he freezes and looks and says, if you come to the Manhattan Detention Complex on 125th Street within the hour, don't make us look for you. You'll be fine. Ma'am, thank you.
You know what, Grandma? I'll make him a coffee to go.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Don't worry, you don't have to come looking for me.
Yeah, don't make us look for you. So he grabs a coffee and he leaves. So at that point, you two have a place to go to, a place to travel to. A few of you do, actually. Colin, is there anything that you do before you make your way?
No, like I said, I would just make sure the cat had food. Stash that really nice bottle of scotch I picked up last night in the cupboard. Grab my jacket and just head out.
Great. You're obviously going kind of cross town from Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. It's within walking distance. You could walk there.
It's like bad. What, a 20-minute walk?
Like a 35-minute walk, but it's not too bad.
Colin's used to walking.
The same thing with you, Detective. You could drive a car, but why would you?
Only idiots drive in New York City.
And it's a similar walk. You probably walk down there yourself. Avery and Anna, how are you getting down there? You're actually going kind of uptown.
Probably have the nearest train that heads out that way, and then probably a couple stops over.
Yeah. So as you're on the train, Anna, you see somebody that on the subway. You see somebody that you recognize.
Who is it now?
It's Ryan.
Oh no. I would try to find the place which is the most far away from where Ryan is sitting.
It's too late. He sees you. It's a crowded subway car. It's morning. It's about, I don't know. Actually, it's afternoon at this point. Probably around noon-ish. When you're on this car, he kind of like squeezes over. Anna, hey, Anastasia, hey. It's how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Worried.
Why?
Kind of disappeared.
Who disappeared?
You. Anna?
What do you mean me? I'm here. I did not disappear.
You're here now. Are you okay? My God.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Everything is good. I just like, had some things going on.
I don't know, Anna. You know you like to stress the truth sometimes.
I do not.
It's okay. But you're okay? Are you okay?
Yes, but you know what? More importantly, how is Jacob, Delilah, Henry?
Jacob's fine as always. He's got this new business
Oh, he got
venture.
new business?
I guess you'd call it a business. I don't know. I don't like smoking that shit, but I guess he has some kind of connect and he's selling.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish him all luck someone can wish to someone.
I do too, because that means that drinks are on him.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be great. So, and Delilah, Henry?
Yeah, Delilah's Delilah. She is fantastic and is like a pixie dancing around the city, but still hanging out with us because we're a gang, right? We got to
Yes,
stick together.
yeah, absolutely. But have you by any chance heard anything from Rebecca?
Kind of like looks down. Now, Anna, come on. You know Rebecca's. She's not coming back.
I think she might. I don't know why she would just leave like that.
I don't. Why does anybody leave? Why does anybody leave the city? Henry talks about it all the time. He went on a date with fuck, I don't remember her name. She goes to that CBGB's club all the time. Oh, he went on a date with this girl, and it didn't go so well. I guess he was a complete fucking ass. Avery. That's her name. Avery. And he said that I'm going to leave this city because Avery ruined my night. He's a drama queen. But everybody talks about this shit, right? Like everyone talks about getting out of this city. Rebecca talked about getting out of this city. I talk about getting out of this city. You're the only one who doesn't talk about it.
I know, but Rebecca would have never left without me.
I know. You guys had something special, and it was cool having you guys there together, chilling.
Yeah, but so you say Henry met this Avery?
I don't know. It's like a blind date or something. I think he said it was a blind date, but Henry, he likes a girl and he kind of saunters up to them on the bar and tries to buy them drinks the whole time. And then if they don't like his advances, he calls them a bitch. It doesn't mean that they are. It just means that Henry's an asshole.
I mean, I always had a sweet spot for Henry. I don't blame, only him on these matters. Some of them are really picky.
It's true. I like Henry too, because he has a way of being so dark that it just makes everything feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
If Henry's complaining, life is good. It's when he starts joking around, I get nervous. Like when Rebecca left.
So yeah, but we're actually going so early.
Work.
All right.
Yeah, I bartend now.
Bartend where?
Just downtown. It's a shitty tourist spot in the financial district.
Sounds fancy. Not your type of bar.
I hate it. It's awful. There's these yuppies that they're so rude, and they drink the same thing, and they act like they're ordering something special, and they're awful people. I hate Wall Street so much.
So quit. Go and do work with Jacob. Do what you like and enjoy.
Well, sell weed? I can't sell weed.
Why? Everybody's doing that.
I don't want to get arrested. I don't like cops. Yeah, look at me. I'm a young, attractive, beautiful man.
Maybe you should go to a date.
Maybe I should. Things didn't really work out between us. I haven't dated since then.
And that's very bad thing. You should definitely go on other dates, meet people, enjoy them, or maybe just, I don't know. Maybe you will meet someone really rich and you will not have to work ever again.
I like the way you think. Maybe I can find my Avery, and maybe I can find my Rebecca. Maybe I can find somebody that'll help me get out of this city. I don't know. Maybe I can find a rich person so I don't have to work. I mean, shit's fucking crazy. There's so many things that could happen. Who knows? I want to be alone for a little bit.
Maybe you can create the happiness here in this city. You don't have to go away. You just need to change your view.
Yeah, you're right. Right. You know what? The one thing I can't say about the yuppies, those guys know how to dress.
Oh.
Like I wish I had the budget for that. And then I could
mean,
find like a nice, like clean cut, cool girl,
What's wrong with not exactly clean, cool cut girls?
I'm just trying new things.
Yeah, I get that. I haven't seen you like for a few days and you so like sound different.
I'm moving on, I think that you should come hang out with the gang again, and I think that you should move on yourself.
It's a bit more difficult, you will not understand, but I will totally come. Let's just say, when are you meeting next time?
There's a house party going on like 4 nights from now.
Cool, I'll be there. Promise.
Okay. Do you have my number?
Yes.
Still?
Yes. Why would I delete your number? I love you, Ryan.
Do you need a quarter? Or sorry, dime. It hasn't. Thank God the cost of a phone call has not gone up yet. Do you need a dime? He gives you a dime. Here, just in case. Like, call me for this party. Everyone's going to be there. Jacob's going to be there. Delilah's going to be there. It's going to be so much fun. I
like
heard
old times.
There's a band called the Ambassador Sea Snakes that are going to be playing.
Cool. So
yeah, I heard they slaughter a pig while they play.
That sounds amazing. I love it. So yeah, I'll be there, and I think it's my stop. I think I will have to leave now. So it was nice running into you.
Yeah, onto the grind, right? Come to the party, come to the party, come to the party, come to the party, and be part of our gang again. Be in our gang.
I will always be there. You know that.
And you both leave the subway station. Ryan's kind of standing with a new posture than he did before, a little more sure of himself, feeling a little bit better. And as you walk up, you walk up the stairs, and right there on the corner, there's a massive building. It's the Tombs, otherwise known as the Manhattan Detention Complex. It's a multi-block prison, originally built in 1838, but rebuilt 4 separate times in an effort to cover up the building's torturous history while spending as much of the bi-yearly budget as possible. They're twin monolithic concrete buildings that stand at attention, the attention of justice, joined together by an air bridge. Hanging over 125th Street is an air bridge with bars on every single window. And you can see prisoners kind of hanging their arms out and kind of leaning over, staring at the cars and pedestrians walking by, hoping to get just a little taste of the freedom that they once had. Between various windows and sections of concrete, you can see like hints of the original Egyptian revival architecture. an oxidized copper, kind of this little bit of a dripping, bleeding oxidation kind of effect. It's revealing so many scars and wounds that won't heal of this building from so many awful things that have happened. Within these walls contain the screams of the past, like an ancient banshee crying for retribution. I think at this point, this is probably a good time to pause our story until next time. This has been Good Intentions, the actual play of KULT Divinity Lost. I enjoyed the hell out of this session. I actually planned on taking a break midway through, but I feel like we were all keyed in and we got through it fairly quickly and fairly easily, and didn't want to interrupt it. So I'm looking forward to the next episode where we enter the prison and find out what the hell is going on. Thank you so much to all of you who are playing. Thank you for engaging me and being so passionate about your characters, who are also fucking cool. And before we end, I think we have a couple of quick announcements that I want to make. We got some things that are happening soon. So start from the top. Tomorrow, come here, twitch.tv/Gehenna Gaming. We have, let's see. I believe it is the actual play of Warhammer 40K.
Oh, yeah.
I am super excited. In partnership with Darker Days Radio, we are continuing our ongoing chronicle of Warhammer 40K. I got to play it in Virtual HorrorCon. Ravnos is playing tomorrow.
Yep.
And I believe we also have Forbidden Lands
next week.
Next week.
You did that last time too.
I did every time.
Yep. Every other week they rotate.
That's right. Then on Monday, for all of you Monster Hearts fans, because apparently there are so many, we're continuing our Monster Hearts 2 campaign, Gehenna Valley. Very excited about that one. Tuesday, we are doing, Ravnos is going to be playing Bloodlines. And on Thursday, we have a very, very, very special episode, which I'm very excited about.
Skip Wednesday.
What happens on Wednesday?
Worlds and Crafts.
Oh my God, Bran, I'm so sorry. Worlds and Crafts with our great friend, Bran, who's going to be teaching world building. I was so engaged last time. I actually started kind of using the methods that he described, and I'm looking forward to this next episode. Then on Thursday is our very special episode of Gehenna Gaming, where we are bringing on Death Wish Coffee. We did it, folks.
You did it.
We harassed them enough.
Yes. You did it by harassing them and clipping us talking about how much of their coffee we drink and spamming it at them.
Yeah, I am so excited. We're going to be talking about Death Wish Coffee, their amazing coffee, which I am legitimately a super fan of. And we're going to be talking about how to fuel your games with coffee. And then we'll probably nerd out on some coffee stuff too. They have a Twitch channel. I believe it's twitch.tv/DeathWishCoffee. So Jeff from Deathwish is going to be joining us here.
Yes.
Make sure you come, bring all of your coffee related questions, but it's a wonderful company who's doing wonderful, wonderful things. And I'm super excited to talk to them.
100%.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
So yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. Next Saturday, we will be on a break, but make sure you turn in 2 weeks for session 3. And if you want to talk to us, any of the wonderful cast members here or Marchosius himself, and ask any questions, make sure you join our Discord, which I see that Wes has very kindly dumped into chat. And if you want to help us create more content like this, back us on Patreon, support us, follow us on social media, which you can find all of the links to below. And we will see you next week. Or 2 weeks.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Well, I'll see you in like 2 days.
And I'll see you in 2 minutes. Play more cults. There is a actual play, a one-on-one scenario called The Drive, which you can find on KULT Divinity Lost website. Go Google it. It's there. It's by Helmgast. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool, scary date night. So check it out. And I will see you next time. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody.